Alright everyone, it's time for Mattwo's Random Reviews Auditions. Don't we already have enough characters? Every good reviewer needs a peripheral cast to fall back on every now and then. Okay, so, who's first?
Greetings, I am the cartoon hero.
Don't you already have a show? Hi, I'm that guy in the Varia suit. Next! What? What is your big deal? I haven't even done anything yet! So, you haven't blatantly ripped off Doug Walker yet. Get out! Hello, I am that suave guy in the glasses and the shades with the hat. Hell no! Next! Man person fights for justice. Jan person wannabe? Yeah, think about it. I'm Eerie Joe. I review video games. Next. Wait a second, you look familiar. Hello, I'm that guy in the mask, the common reviewer. Oh dear God, why? Alright, I know I'm reviewing a later episode of Legion of Superheroes, but I kinda wanted to do this one first before actually explaining the show's story, but I suppose I should probably explain it a bit anyway. So, Clark Kent, well before becoming Superman, is pulled into the future by a group known as the Legion of Superheroes, who were inspired by the hero Kent would eventually become Superman. Rather paradoxically, though, it was their influence that helped him become said hero. The Legion's main roster changes from episode to episode, as some of the members might be busy elsewhere. This even being the case in the first episode, with some, including one of the three founding members, not being introduced till much later. Clark, going by the name Superman, probably so the writers could avoid confusion with the fact that there are multiple characters named Superboy, appears in pretty much every episode. In this episode, his fellow Legionnaires are lightly mad with Brainiac 5, who's the descendant of the original Brainiac but is for some reason a good guy, Saturn Girl, a psychic, and the aptly named Bouncing Boy. He bounces. Anyway, let's get started on the actual episode. Before I do, I would like to apologize as the episode was only available in slightly low quality. The episode starts with the Legion doing auditions for new members. Lightning Lad is very annoyed by having to go through this, and indeed most of the auditions don't go very well.
I'm Chlorophyll Kid! You can call off your plant now. Oh, I just make plants grow fast, but I can't control them. Next.
Stone Boy?
What's your power?
I can change the color of anything!
Then you must be Color Kid. My superhero name is Porcupine Pete. No way! Not him again!
In Infectious Las whenever you're ready.
During the auditions, one of the ones Lightning Lad met before, now going by the name of Matter Lad, who can basically eat anything, as well as a new guy, Starboy, who controls gravity, managed to pass the auditions with flying colors. Hilariously, Starboy made Lightning Lad fall through the floor when he seemed initially unimpressed. After Matter Lad and Starboy were added to the Legion, the Rejects met together.
Ugh, I just wish I had another chance. Me too. I mean, I turned Superman lime green. That was dumb. If I had turned him forest green, I know I would have gotten in. Father was right. What about you, Stoneboy? Anything you do differently?
Hey, you moron, I'm kinda made of stone right now. Bouncing Boy comes to console the others, pointing out that he failed his first audition.
Actually, according to the official collector's edition of the Legion log, it took you 4 tries to get in.
We get it. Bouncing isn't exactly the coolest superpower. Hell, I probably don't even have to highlight this fact. So Bouncing Boy basically tells them that it's all about how you choose to use your powers, or in other words,
It's not just the cosmic power that gives me strength, but it's who and what I am inside that really empowers me.
or
With great mustache comes great responsibility.
I mean,
With great power comes great responsibility.
Pete decides the Rejects should try doing some good on their own to try to prove themselves, and after the plot establishes that there's giant monsters in the Earth's atmosphere,
Ionosphere.
right, stratosphere, anyway, and they keep replacing themselves with 5 for everyone the Legion defeats, and a montage happens of the Rejects completely failing at being heroes. But first they have to arrive on the scene in style.
This isn't just any city, guys. This is New Metropolis. We're gonna need to be alert, vigilant, smart. Now let's hit the streets and do some good. Thanks, Mom!
Typical loser stereotypes. What is this, Monsters University?
Do you pledge your souls to the Uzma Kappa Brotherhood?
Do you swear to keep secret all that you learn here?
No matter how horrifying!
Will you take the sacred oath of the
For crying out loud.
Sweetie, turn the lights on while you're down here. You're going to ruin your eyes.
Mom!
So yeah, montage. I've swapped in some appropriate music.
We sure showed the world what we can do.
Yeah, you sure showed them. That's not a good thing. At all. We're then introduced to the villain of the week, Mysterio's cousin's son's brother's uncle's nephew, twice removed Starfinger. Okay, so he's not actually related to Mysterio, but that bubble helmet, though.
They once mocked me, you know that. They mocked Starfinger. But that was before I had a different power in every finger, like ice or sonic boom. I could never figure out what this little guy did, though. Until yesterday. No one will mock me now. Not when I use these little stories to rob New Metropolis blind. The creatures do tend to float away unexpectedly, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, guy has ego issues. When I noticed them flying off and he said that they do so unexpectedly, I was pretty much instantly able to figure out why there were so many ionosphere eaters, though it's further hinted at throughout the episode. So the rejects try to fight Starfinger.
And who are you?
We're. You know, that's a good question. How about magenta? Taupe? Lavender?
And they try to call the Legion for help. The rejects try to tell them that Starfinger is now a legitimate threat, but the Legion are too busy to listen. So the rejects have no choice but to try again, and... Wait, how the hell is he combing his hair through the... What? Bullshifter! Anyway, they do a decent job against Starfinger. They even use Color Kid's powers together with Stoneboy to trip him, which is both brilliant and hilarious. It also proves that Color Kid can actually remove color, of all things. Things start looking bad as Stoneboy ultimately gets sent flying and finds out the truth behind the monsters as a result. Meanwhile, Brainy builds a weapon that has a chance to either basically be a bug zapper or burn up the troposphere.
Ionosphere.
I was close!
You really weren't.
The rejects are in a serious pinch and Chlorophyll Kid messes up again only to be saved by Starfinger, who starts gloating and then charges up his ultimate 10-finger attack. But...
That was close.
Lucky you landed where you did.
Lucky? I had to calculate the exact trajectory of my descent while vectoring in air pressure, wind speed, not to mention... What?
You're talking.
Look, what's important now is that the furries are what's eating the atmosphere.
Ionosphere.
So they try to warn the Legion but get a busy signal, and so they decide to use Starfinger's rocket finger to reach them, but...
How do we get your glove off?
I'll never tell.
Oh, come on. Why not?
Well, mostly because I never figured out how.
Once a third-rate villain, always a third-rate villain. Brainy prepares his weapon, but...
Huh? Guys, when I said keep trying, I meant next year.
No, listen. It's Starfinger. His glove. It's what's creating these creatures.
I have finally unleashed a plan that will destroy the world.
What plan? You had no idea why they were flying off. Brainiac 5 says that they have to fire the weapon or else the Earth will be destroyed, but Bouncy Boy vouches for them, and surprisingly, so does Lightning Lad. So Brainiac decides to scan the glove like any sane person would and confirms that it is indeed where the monsters come from.
Hey, how did you do that?
12th level intellect, duh. Even if that 12th level intellect couldn't consider the possibility that Starfinger might have become a legitimate threat. But yeah, 12th level intellect. Brainiac attaches the glove to the weapon, probably in order to concentrate the energy beam so that it doesn't cause any potential catastrophic harm like it was supposed to. And so the day is saved, thanks to whoever those guys were. Anyway, time for the moral segment.
It appears we've underestimated the danger of Starfinger.
Of course you did!
We underestimated all of you. I hope we'll see you at the next audition.
Thanks, Lightning Lad. But I think we're gonna pass. We may not be as powerful as all you, but the 5 of us together make a pretty good team.
Maybe we could even fill in for you once in a while. You know, if there's something you're too busy to deal with.
So what? You'd be like a legion of substitute heroes?
Ooh, I like it.
We'd be honored to work with you again.
Wow, you hear that, guys? Nothing could ruin this moment.
Peter, it's past your nap time!
Except that.
Oh, don't feel too bad, Pete. At least it wasn't the villain! An interesting side note, pretty much all of the other auditioners from the previous episode wound up joining the Legion of Substitute Heroes in the comics. Except for Invisible Kid, who joined the Legion Espionage Squad, and Polecat and Quake Kid did not join any Legion, and Breath Boy was actually exclusive to the cartoon, meaning he existed solely for his gag in the previous episode. Some of them also joined the Legion after the time skip in the comics, and similarly, most of the Legion rejects from the cartoon would be seen in Season 2, as part of the Legion during some of the bigger battles. There is not much more to say about this episode. 5 out of 5, I guess. Seal of approval, blah, blah, blah. Now that I've announced the results of my own... Man, how we wound up in this mess sure would make for a crazy story. I'm sure glad our viewers got to see how that happened.
The story writer clearly got the idea to use Hoppery from the Shades.
Yeah, well, at least it makes more sense for her to be interested in the god, para-superheroes, magical princess, time travel, superpowered neutral guy, and a robot. Not sure why Derpy is here.
I'm a Pegasus, you dummy!
Oh, right, mythological creature. I just kind of figured that with all the Pegasi and Equestria... Well, then again, I think most beings with superpowers would be kind of normal in my universe, but hey, if she doesn't care for normal, she doesn't care for normal.
Subject, the Shades, has superpowers, was possessed by a god of chaos.
I'm pretty sure those things didn't apply back then. Shouldn't we be more concerned about, I don't know, our impending doom? Oh, yeah, that. Don't worry, help's already here. Man, that was an awesome fight scene. I'm so glad the viewers definitely got to see it.
High sarcasm levels detected, but this joke will get undesirably stale after further use. 99.99%.
Anyway, you guys just saved our lives. I'm still not letting you in our show. Yeah, about that. We decided we're gonna be doing our own review shows. Be sure to check us out at thatguyinthemask.com. Get out! the Ace, Digi, Zoltrax, Easy, Angry, E-Rate, Happy, Suave, Guy in the glasses, in the hat, in the shades, in the mask, in the cape, in the suede, Peanut Gamer, Over Nerd, Joe Tron, Brony, Millennium Writer, Thinker, Evangelist 3.0. Get out!